Welcome to the Fierce Dog channel and its second video. Today we will continue with our fan, which I hope will bring some fans to my channel. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure you check it. Link is in the description below. We will add collision objects to our cloth simulation, and as a bonus, I will show you a very easy fabric material using magic texture. It won't be a very technical video, but I will show you which are the struggles of cloth with collision and what worked on my model. Open the file from previous video. Go to frame 1 and delete the bake. Rotate the fan and curve circle back to 0 on x-axis. We will rotate it back at the end. Now add a cylinder. 12 vertices are enough. Depth to 1.2 meters and radius to 0.01 meters. If you remember, the diameter of our fan is 1 meter and the pinned edges are offset by 0.02 meters. Let's make the radius 5 millimeters. What we want is to have some space between the sticks for the cloth to work. You can also scale it on Z if you feel like it. Go to edit mode, press G and Z to move it up a little. I'll do this in edit mode because I need the origin to stay at the same place. You can also scale it on Z if you feel like it. Now press Ctrl R to add some loop cuts, right click twice and add 25 loop cuts. Again, to give some geometry for collision. Now let's disable the fan and cloth for a minute. To be organized, move the object to a new collection. In the Physics tab, add collision. The only parameter I changed here is the thickness outer to 0.001. Ctrl A to apply rotation and scale. Rotate by 90 on y-axis. I want to follow the same logic of numbering from left to right. Apply rotation again. Shift D to duplicate and move by 0.02 meters on y-axis. And I want it on the other side, so it should be minus. You could notice the collision is duplicated as well. Now add 7 more and keep offsetting them by 0.02. Now it is time to tell you to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I don't promise you anything, but I already have some ideas. Stay tuned. I really need to learn how to speed up the video, but take it as a follow-along tutorial. Think about it, hate doing it, and then be impressed with what you have achieved. This AI voice was the best investment so far, just for this channel. I love and hate the voice at the same time. I may experiment in future. Once you are done, rotate them on y-axis in the same order. In our case, the angle is increasing by 22.5 degrees. You don't need a calculator. You can just type in 45 plus 22.5 if you're not sure, for example. Now select all our collision objects and move them on y-axis a little backwards. Keep some space, we don't want them to touch the cloth. Seems okay. Or not. The hook modifier wasn't working here, but we can simply parent it one by one to our empties. Select the collision object, hold Shift, and select the corresponding empty. Press Ctrl P and select Object. Back to our fan and cloth simulation. We have to increase the quality for the simulation and also for the collision. Let's enable the object collision. Set the distance to 0.001 meters, impulse clamping to 0.1, and in collision collections choose our collection. Now I decided to increase the quality even more. Before the bake, rotate back the fan and curve circle around X-axis. Don't select the sticks, they are already following the rotation of our empties. Finally, bake. It already looks almost good. Now I see that I don't want the movement to go all the way down, but to finish more like in this position. That's an easy fix. Delete the bake. You can hide the fan for now again. Now just change the offset on the follow path modifiers for the empties. Don't forget to keyframe it. I don't want to bore you, so I did the fine tuning off camera. And this is the final result. These are the final settings I used. You can play with the quality, weight, distance to get the results you need. Unfortunately, I haven't found any recipe that will work every time. Experiment and see what works for you. If you still have some clipping, changing the thickness in Solidify Modifier can hide it, but can also create clipping if it is too thick. Now go to Material Properties and in Setting, Surface choose Displacement and Bump. We will use Magic Texture for the fabric. It is not perfect, but looks effective from far. This is the final setup. You have to unwrap it first and then use UV texture coordinates. Scale in Magic Texture to 200 and the output to height in Displacement. For the color I use Spherical Gradient, also with UV coordinates. Use Mapping Node to move it if needed. I used Roughness and Sheen Weight to 1, but be creative. Add more light sources, background, different texture, and render it. Thank you for watching. Bye.